Hey folks, welcome back to the another video of the Flutter Development course brought to you by Newton School. For those of you who are wondering who I am, so my name is Harsh Kumar Khatri and I'll be your instructor for this Flutter Development course. I am currently working as an intern at Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. I have been an ex-Flutter developer intern at AppScript where my primary goal was to develop Flutter application totally from scratch depending upon the needs. I am also an instructor at Udemy and Nutanix where my Flutter courses have more than 10,000 plus enrollments and people are learning from those courses. Now for those of you who don't know what Newton School is. So basically Newton School is a platform which you can use to learn and develop your skill that you need for your best tech career. There are courses specifically designed for freshers, working professionals and for women with no prior experience in tech. Newton School first trains you for 6 months and then helps you become developer, full stack developer. It also has a network of more than 300 great companies who hire directly from Newton School. So once the training is complete, Newton School also ensures that you are placed with one of the best companies in the country. They are also having a pay after placement program where you don't have to pay Newton School anything until you get placed with a minimum CTC of 5 lakh rupees per annum. They are also having another awesome initiative which is known as Launchpad where they are providing you with some of the courses free of cost, and there is also an editor available on their website where you can practice those courses and can complete those courses and earn a certificate of completion. So make sure to check out Newton School and Launchpad through the link given in the description. Now moving towards the today's video. So in this video we'll be seeing various different basic widgets which are being used in Flutter or which you will be using throughout this course or in your Flutter development. So we'll be starting with the container widget, and slowly and gradually we'll be seeing column, row, text and Flutter logo icons and so on. So I'll be telling you each of these widgets and about the properties which each of these widgets have in deep, like totally from scratch. So now let me switch my screen and let's get started with the container first. So here you can see that I have my Hello World app which we have created in the previous video. I have that project opened over here, and inside this project only I'll be showing you the implementation of each of these widgets. So let me start by cleaning some code up. So I don't need these both, and inside the scaffold as well we don't need this center as the body and the floating action button as well, so removing that as well. Now for the body part, let's start with the body. So the first thing which we will be seeing is a container widget. So basically container is something which will be holding all of your other widgets or some of your other widgets which you want according to your need. So we generally use container if we are using a list view, or if we are having a text or an image, we enclose it inside a container. Container has various different properties which you can see over here. You can also see all of these properties by hovering over container, and here you can see that it is showing you all of these properties. Most of them are null safe and you can determine this by seeing this question mark which is added after the properties. Now let me show you all of these properties one by one. So first thing which we have inside a container is this alignment. So this alignment is used for aligning the children which is present inside a container. For example, if you are having a container with the width of like full screen, then it will be aligning the text or some child which is present inside a container according to your needs. So it takes alignment dot, and then you can choose from the alignments which are available over here, like bottom left, bottom right, center. I'm keeping it as center for now. Next we have a height for this container, and I'll be assigning the height as 50. Next we have a width for the container as well, and I am assigning the width as 50 as well. You can also assign the height and width as media query dot of context dot size dot height or width, accordingly whatever you want. It is showing me an error because of one bracket missing. I guess one is an extra. Yeah, saving it so that it gets formatted. So here you can see that I have assigned the height to be 50, which means that it will be 50 in height, and width will be total. It will be covering the size of the screen which is available. Next, let me assign a child to it. The child will be a text. I'll be telling more about the text in the upcoming part. For now, I'm just adding my name inside this text and saving it. So you can see that it appears on the screen in the center. Now what if I change the alignment to be bottom left? then you can see that inside the container of height 50 the text has appeared inside the bottom left corner. And if I change the height or if I remove the height or comment the height out, then you can see that the container is not occurring because we haven't specified the height over here. Moving towards the next widget, we have a clip. Moving towards the next property, we have a clip behavior over here. And clip behavior is used when we want to assign some particular behavior to this container. And the clip behavior is equals to none when the decoration is equals to null. So when we don't have any decoration assigned to our Flutter application, in that case this clip behavior will also be equals to null. We generally don't use this clip behavior when we are like working on the basic Flutter apps or some intermediate Flutter apps. When the code is extending or when we want to implement various different features, then we prefer using this clip behavior. The next one we have is a color. So if I want to assign some color to a container, then I can assign it with colors.red. It will be providing the color of red to the container. Each time you are adding something, you need to save it to make the changes appear over here. Some other ways of adding the color are that you can add it through color dot, and then you can add it from ARGB color code, RGBO color code, etc. So I am keeping it as red only. Moving towards the next property which we are having. So next we have decoration. Decoration has various different things which we can add in it. And one more thing which you need to remember, like if you don't know what type of things this decoration will be taking, so you can hover over it and you can find that it takes a kind of decoration. So I'll be adding box decoration over here. Here box decoration, and this box decoration will be having all the properties inside our container. Now another important thing, that if you are having some decoration inside your container, then you can't pass a color in to that container, because the box decoration has a color property, and if we are passing a color and a box decoration, then you will be provided with some error inside your app. Let me save it. So here you can see that I have both these things, so it is providing me with an error that color equals to null or decoration equals to null, and we cannot provide both of these things. So I am commenting color for now, saving again. Now moving towards the decoration. So inside the box decoration or this decoration property, we can pass various different things, like the first one being the color, as I already told you. Next we can pass an image like in the type of a decoration image. So the first one is a color, colors.pink. Next is an image. It takes a type of decoration image inside it, but I am not passing it for now. Decoration image it needs to be, and inside it we can pass the image and some other properties, but I am not passing it for now. Next property it takes is of a border, so we can pass border dot all, and it will be assigning a border to this container. You can see black border with pink color as we have added. Next property it has is a border radius. So if we want the border to be circular, then border radius dot circular, and the circular radius what we want, I am adding it as 14, saving it. You can see that the circular things have taken place. Next, inside this box decoration, we have the box shadow for adding the box shadow, gradient for changing the color or providing the container with gradient color, shape for changing the shape of the container, and background blend mode for blending the container with the background which is available inside our Flutter app. So these are the basic things. We will be working on each of these one by one when we are developing Flutter projects with it. Now let me move towards the next property of the container. So after this decoration, we have margin for providing some margin or space to surround the decoration and the child which is present inside the container. We have a padding property for providing spaces from the left, right, top, bottom to this child which is present inside the container. We also have a transform property which will be applying a transform matrix before the container is being painted on the screen. So if you want to transform the container in any of the way, then you can enable this transform property. We also have a transform alignment. So if you want to make the transform appearing from vertical direction or left, right direction, top, bottom direction, then you can specify the alignment according to yourself. Next, another property which we are having inside this container is of a key. So key is basically for identifying a container separately. For example, if you are having multiple containers inside your application, then you want to identify this particular container separately. So that's why we use a key for identifying any of the widgets separately. each of the widgets which we'll be using has a key inside it to make it identify among the different widgets of same type which are available. So this was for the container part. Now let me delete it and let's start with the column. Now for the column, you can see over here various different properties which we can pass inside a column. The first one being a children, so we can pass various different childrens inside a column. Like first children I am passing is a text, second children is also a text which I am passing over here. Saving it, you can see that these both are appearing in the form of a what we can say column. Next property which this column has is of a main axis alignment. So main axis alignment is basically for deciding the main axis of the column. So here you can see that main axis for this column will be here top to bottom, and in case of the cross axis alignment, it will be from left to right for the column. For the row, I'll be telling you it a bit later. Let me specify the main axis alignment here. I want it to be center. So it has taken the main axis alignment, the elements as a child of this column in the center, and passing the cross axis alignment as center. And it will be taking this to the center as well. So we haven't passed the widget to it, so that's why it is not taking. Let me add a container with widget as total screen size which is available. Container, just a sec. Container with the width of media query dot size dot width. So you can see that the cross axis alignment has also taken place over here. Now next thing which we have inside this is a main axis size for setting the size of the main axis. Like we want the size to be maximum using all the size which is available for the main axis, or to be minimum, like taking the size equals to the elements which are present inside the column. So we can pass main axis size as well. Next, inside the column we have a key. So if we are having multiple columns, then we can use a key to identify this column separately. Next we have a text baseline. So this is basically for assigning a baseline. For example, if you are having a baseline set as bottom, then all the widgets you will be adding to this column will be occurring, then they will be occurring on the basis of that baseline only. So we can pass text baseline over here. Next is the text direction. So we can set the direction of the text widgets or the text which we will be adding to this column by using this text direction. So if we want the direction of the text to be right to left or from left to right, then we can assign the text direction property over here. And the last property which we are having inside the column is of a vertical direction. So if we want to enable vertical direction, we want the widgets to be appearing in the vertical direction or not to appear in the vertical direction, then we can add this property and enable it and provide the required value to this property. Now next, moving towards the next widget which we are having. So the next widget is of a row. Inside the row as well, we have mostly the similar properties as that of we have in the column. Like we have a children, the cross axis alignment, main axis alignment, main axis size. So these are mostly the same. Key is also the same in that case. Text basis line is also same, vertical direction is also same, and text direction is also same. The only difference which occurs in the row and column is that of a cross axis alignment and main axis alignment. So in case of the column, the main axis alignment was from top to bottom and cross axis alignment was from left to right. Whereas in the case of row, main axis alignment is from left to right and cross axis alignment is from top to bottom. Let me add some children and show you what I mean. Text, another text, adding main axis alignment to be center. You can see over here that both the text have appeared in a row format and it is occurring in center. Now setting the cross axis alignment to start. So in the case of row, the cross axis alignment is top to bottom. So I guess I need to set it to end, as there won't be changes if we are setting it to start. And setting the height as well. So I'm replacing this width as height. Let me copy this and replace then height, and this width need to be height as well. Saving it. Now you can see that this cross-axis alignment has taken place and the widget has this child of this row has shifted to the end of the app. So this is how you can implement the row inside your Flutter app. Most of the things or other properties which I just mentioned are same as I told you in the part of your column. Now let's move towards the next widget which we are having. So now the next widget which we have inside our Flutter application is that of a text. So you must have seen me using text multiple times before this video, but now today I'll be telling you what all the things you can pass inside a text and how you can make your text look beautiful. So I am adding my name inside this text widget, and it will be appearing on the screen on the top left corner, as we haven't added anything else inside this text yet. Now let me show you how we can style this text or how we can pass various different properties inside this text. So I'll be telling you the most common ones which you are using or which you will be using. So the first one is the style which we want to apply to this text. So we can use style and then we can pass text style to it. And inside this text style we have multiple options, like we can pass the background, some background color, the color of the text. I'm changing it to be colors dot yellow, and the changes would occur in the app. So you can see that the text has become yellow over here. You can also pass the font size, font weight, font family, font style, the height of the text which it should have, the leading distribution, the letter spacing to be 1.5. You can see that the letter have been spaced. Let me change the color for this to blue. You can see that the letter have been spaced. Changing the font size to be 32. The font size has also changed. Font weight blue 700. So we have 100, 200 and so on until 900, which we can apply as a font weight to our text. So you can see that it has become bold over here. So there are many different properties which you can check by hovering over text style, and you can see different properties which you can apply to this text as in style to this text. Next, for the text we have max lines. So maximum number of lines which you want to pass inside your text. So I'm keeping it as 1 for now. Next we have an overflow. So you must have seen if something you are adding inside your app and if it is going beyond your screen, then we call it as overflow to. And so to tackle that particular thing, we have this overflow property inside the text, and we can set it as overflow dot and different things which are available over here. So we can set it as value, clip or visible. I guess the overflow property has already been deprecated, so let me quick fix. Inside this overflow, text overflow, and then we can assign the various different things, like if the text is overflowing, we can add it as clip, fade, visible, or ellipsis like dot dot dot, and like lines coming and fading the text, we can add various different things. I am adding the ellipsis for now. Next we have a key. So key is basically same for each of the widget, like for identifying it separately. We have soft wrap as well. So this is taking place like if you are having a particular line which is exceeding the screen. So what this soft wrap property will be doing is it will be identifying the space which is available, and it will be breaking the line from that particular point rather than breaking the line from this complete text. For example, if you have something like printing continuously, there is a big word which is covering the total part of your screen. So rather than breaking your text from some middle of that word, it will be finding the location where the space is occurring, and on the basis of that space it will be breaking that complete line into two parts, and I will be displaying the later part of the line in the bottom. Next we have an align property inside this text which we can use for aligning the text. So basically text align property is available. We can add text align dot, we can add text align dot center and left, right, justify, start. After this alignment property we are having the direction property. So if we want to set the direction of the text, we can set the text direction as well by using text direction dot ltr, which means left to right, or rtl, which means right to left. So we can add this direction as well if we want the text to appear from right to left direction. After this text, what widget we are having is a rich text. So it is an advanced version of text which is having multiple different things apart from the text. Like we can add various different text, each word of the text in different format with different styles with different size. So for that case we can use rich text over here. We can pass a text inside it, so it will be in the form of text span, and inside it we have a children, we have styles, text will be in a type of string, so hello. So the text is not appearing yet. Let me add some style. So you can see that the text has appeared as I have added the styles. Now apart from this text, we also have a key property for identifying this rich text separately. We have a max line property for specifying the maximum number of lines which this rich text should have. We have an overflow property as we had in the text. Similarly, soft wrap is also here. Text alignment, text direction are also present. Some more properties which we are having inside this is of a text height behavior. So if we want to set the behavior of the text on the basis of some height, then we can enable or we can assign the values to this property. We have text scale factor to scale the text in some basis. Like if we want to scale the text into 1.5 times or 1.6 times, then we can assign the values to this property. And similarly we have text width basis as well. So we can enable most of these values if we want to make our text look much better, or we want to add various different properties to our text, then we can enable most of these properties. Inside the text span we have a children property. So if we want to add various different children as a text inside this text span, then we can add that as well. So let me add hello. This also takes a text span rather than text span, and it will be of a type text, and changing it to be 3. So you can see over here that first it has displayed this text widget, and then it has displayed this children's from this text span. So this was for the rich text widget part. Now let me move towards the next widget, which is a text button. So I can see that the video has already become a bit longer. So I'll be covering about remaining of the widget in the next video. So be stay tuned for the same. If you got to learn something new from this video, then make sure to drop a like. Comment down below what you have got to learn through this video, and what all the widgets were or the properties were which you already know, or some of the ones which you have discovered through this video. So comment them down below. Share this video with people in your community where people are talking about Flutter and want to learn Flutter. So make sure to share this video as well, and subscribe to the channel to get updated with the coming videos related to the Flutter development course. So a new video is posted every alternate day, so also subscribe to the channel to get the updates about them. Also make sure to check out Newton School and Launchpad through the link given in the description, and stay tuned for the upcoming videos, and thank you for watching.